Hi guys! So, I don't know if anyone knew this, but there was going to be a Mickless event, or there was an Mickless event, I should say, and people were like, oh man, you should do this, here's the date, and here's the time. And basically what they were doing is, at... I feel really terrible about this because honestly... but basically, at a set point in time, the map was going to go up for 45 minutes, and you would be able to get Mickless early. And I believe there are other events tied to it where you could get 5 orbs and things like that. And they had other rewards. I don't know how that's going to pan out. I think that only is for the people who participate in it, but it might be for everyone. I'm not really too sure. But Mickless here, he was good for 5 minutes, but unfortunately... there was a bit of a problem with me, and on my end at least, and that was that, well, I didn't check official sources. I was sent it by a fan, and the fan, I don't think they did it maliciously, but they, sent me the time, and it's like, oh, it's at 5 a.m., and, 5:15 a.m. your time, and then it goes to, 6, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I'll be awake then, I can do that. But unfortunately, well, yeah, that's just, it's not something I can actually talk to you guys about, unfortunately. I did do some information gathering before I came on and did this video, so I'm going to turn this into a video about inheriting more skills, but we're also going to talk about Mickless because, well, he's out now in the wild, and he has one skill that Fliers will definitely want to try out, so... we're going to talk about that, and he can inherit them, so I figure I can provide a decent enough analysis with that, because unfortunately, I really feel terrible, because I was planning to do all this great stuff and look at him and do all this amazing, do the in-depth analysis that I kind of do when, like, Female Robin and Ursula came out, although I had to skip on Ursula quite a bit, but, unfortunately, I just can't do that, and I do apologize. So sorry, guys, but I'm going to talk about one thing that is from Mickless here, and this is the data that we had mined from him earlier, which is pretty much what he is right now. He has Hot and Claire and all that fun stuff, but one thing that's really interesting here is Iote's Shield, which is an ability that basically neutralizes effective against bonuses, meaning that... to give you an idea, okay, so let's say you put that on a flyer, which is what Mickless is. He's a flying green unit, and he will be back this Friday for those who missed out on this event. It's kind of a bummer that I missed him, but he'll be back this Friday. And basically, when you get that shield ability, you could potentially inherit it, which means that he can pass his immunity on from Iote's Shield to another unit, meaning that I'm fairly sure this is only inheritable by flying units, but it might be other units as well. From what I'm told, it's only on flying units at the moment. I could be wrong, but unfortunately I can't test it out because I did not get that unit that I was wanting, so that kind of sucks, but it's oh well, Still, nonetheless, Iote's Shield you can transfer over to other units, which means that we now have Fliers who who could potentially be immune to the advantage that comes with an archer build or archery units, which is insane. That means you can have your Camillas, your Minervas, your Cherchis and things like that, or a Cherchi. I do apologize if I butchered the name. And well, that means there's going to be a lot of craziness going on there. So when it comes back this Friday, for those who missed out on the chance to get him, remember you can get 2 versions of him, and those are exclusive. You can choose to keep him and use him, and he himself actually has some pretty decent stats. Pretty good HP, very decent attack. Again, he looks like he has some really nice abilities. Blazing Thunder, Hot Claire, and things like that, which I believe Hot Claire actually... accelerate special trigger timer, so that's great. I mean, he's great, and not only that, but you can transfer Iote's Shield to other Flyers, meaning that you can have... I'm pretty sure Cherchi, if you actually do a good build with her, will be fantastic. So yeah, unfortunately I won't be able to do the map or the lunatic mode, which I'm kind of sad that I missed. But, you know, my own fault for not checking official sources. I do apologize, guys, really. I feel terrible. But I figured since we're here, we'll talk about other units and other things that are very good at inheriting skills and what we should be talking about when it comes to trying to inherit skills in general. Shall we? Okay, so this one's actually going to be focused around longevity and also attacking and potentially hurting yourself because, well, we're going to be talking about a few things. One ability that I really do like is called Renewal. And for those who don't know what Renewal is, it is the ability that at the start of certain numbers of I believe it goes 4th, 3rd, and 2nd, meaning that every 2 turns, if you max it out, will grant your unit 10 HP. And this unit right here, Faye, is the only unit that I can think of that gets it at 4 stars, which means that is fantastic. And if you ever want to try and attach the ability, you might get Faye quite often if you summon greens. I know I do, and she usually comes in 4 stars only. I don't think I've ran into her at 3 stars at all, but there you go, 3 stars, fun stuff. And I can't get over the fact that I missed it. Really makes me upset, and I'm just so bummed out by it, but I like to think that I can, you know, I do really well at least trying to create this stuff, but I'm such a bummer right now. So, let's talk about another ability that I think is pretty neat in its own right, and that is Wings of Mercy. So, Wings of Mercy enables the unit to warp to any ally that is hurt, with HP that is, I believe, less than or equal to, I believe at the top here is 50% when Wings of Mercy at number 3 is enabled. And Wings of Mercy only comes from one 4-star unit, and that is Kane right here. And it is actually a pretty unique ability. It allows you to travel around the map quite easily if you add it to a certain unit, and it definitely can change the tide of battle if you decide to use it. It also helps with moving certain units like, you know, heavier metal units, you know, or the armored units. Some of them might do better, or if you're really wanting to, you could probably just give it to some other unit that might use it more, you know, to get in there and do quite a bit of damage. Still, nonetheless. And now it's time to talk about my favorite girl of all time, except not really, because I got her again, and of course, why not talk about it, shall we? So, this is Camilla, in case you didn't already know. You know, there's certain features I'm sure you might want to point out, but still, we're not going to be talking about Darting Blow. We're going to be talking about Savage Blow. Savage Blow is the ability that a lot of people want because it does quite a lot of damage to units around that unit you're attacking. So basically, it's a good AoE defense against a massive swarm. Usually when enemies are grouped together, they'll take quite a bit of damage from Savage Blow. So yeah, that kind of sucks, but, you know, oh well, that's just what happens. I know I've run into some of the later training stages that use a lot of units that have Savage Blow, and I've actually gotten quite battered by it. Battered. So, if you ever really want a unit that can give Savage Blow without too much effort, well, Camilla here can get it at 4 stars. She has it already. And chances are you might get her at 4 stars, because I'm fairly sure you can only get her at 4 stars out of the gate. So yeah, that's a little bit of a bummer. But so let's say you want to push the tides of battle, but also, you know, you want to really push it. You might end up damaging your unit. I don't know if I have him. Do I not have him? I could have sworn I had Hinata, but I guess I do not. Alright guys, hi, sorry, I had to actually look something up because I totally drew a blank on characters that actually had Fury that were not Hinata. But I'm pretty sure, if I'm correct, yes, okay. Bart here has it. And Fury, it works in a strange way, but I've heard people make a ton of builds around this. And basically, what it does is that it grants speed, defense, res, and attack +1, +2, and +3 but the unit also takes damage after combat. And I've heard people have been making huge, massive builds out of this. It's a massive risk, but also massive reward kind of deal, where if you attach it to certain characters, I believe it works off skills like Reprisal, where you take more damage, you do more damage, that kind of thing. So Fury is a weird skill, but it's also something that people really like using because towards the end, I'm fairly sure that is a 12 stat increase there, meaning that it is, you know, it's attack, speed, defense, res, all +3 during that turn. It's quite substantial. It's nothing to gawk at, and it's definitely something fantastic. So that kind of sucks, but oh well. I mean, that's pretty much all I can really think of right now when it comes to good skill inheritance. Fury is a fantastic skill, and unfortunately I don't have Hinata, who does get it at 4 stars. And we still have quite a few other skills to go through as time goes on. If you want me to talk about anything specific, do tell me. And I do apologize that I wasn't able to get the Mikolas event going, because, well, yeah, that's just unfortunate, because, well, that's just kind of, God, I just, still, I hope you guys really at least found this, this video at least somewhat, what's the word, informational. You know, it informs you a bit about what Mikolas had to bear there, because honestly, when he comes out Friday, he is going to be quite a strong unit by all regards. He is quite fascinating. He has a lot of attack, and if you decide to get him to 5 stars, he probably won't be too bad. I wouldn't really keep Blazing Thunder and stuff like that unless he has a lot of speed. He has moderate, from what I can tell, but then again, I can't tell the IVs here, so still, nonetheless, that's a pretty good character, and I'm going to try and accomplish it and try to fight out the lunatic mode on camera. We'll see how well that goes. The nightmares that will ensue, I'm sure, but still. There you guys go. That's some more skills to inherit if you decide to take it all on. I personally really like Renewal, and I definitely like Savage Blow, and the prospect of Iote Shield with any flyer is terrifying to me in any stretch. I mean, I don't know if it's only restricted to flyers, it could possibly, but like considering the fact that Sheena's ability is restricted only to armored units, I'm fairly sure it is. So, yeah. But do that event Friday. Do it. If you missed it, get him, because he will be extremely useful with his ability. And if you don't want to use him, transfer that ability over to another flyer, because it will be helpful. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna hop off for now. I'm super bummed, but oh well. That's just how it goes. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.